Thank you for pressing play. Your presence here brings joy to my heart. We extend a warm welcome to you as we discuss and analyze Broksø in this video. Broksø is a manor house and estate located 10 km northwest of Næstved, between Skuderløse and Herlufmagle, Næstved Municipality, in southeastern Denmark. The manor was established in 1675 and had the same owners as nearby Holmegaard until 1801. It was then owned by the Post family from 1801 to 1925 and has most recently been owned by the Riegels family since 1931. The current main building is from 1915-16, but its design is inspired by traditional Renaissance-style manor houses. The estate covers approximately 1,000 hectares of land. Get ready to immerse yourself in the world of Frans and Kyllik as we examine its impact and relevance. Broksø was established in 1650 when Frans merged two farms on Riegels, a small peninsula surrounded by bogland, naming the estate after his wife Elizabeth Broksø. Was also the owner of the estates Gisselfeld and Broksø. All three estates were after his death in 1657 passed to his son Kyllik. In 1601, was sentenced to a great fine after accusing Queen Sophie Amalie of adultery in a letter which was exposed to the king. When he fled to Skåne instead of paying, he was sentenced to death. False Majest was executed in his absence and had his property in Denmark confiscated. Gisselfeld, including Broksø, was initially granted to Crown Prince Christian B. Broksø and 10 other farms were later placed under Holmegaard. As we transition to the next segment, let's unravel the mysteries surrounding crab, trawl and rest of families and gain a fresh perspective. In 1670, Frederick III granted Holmegaard to his page, Otto Crab. In 1675, Holmegaard and Broksø were both granted status of manors. Crab was promoted to Chamberlain shortly after Christian V's ascent to the throne. He left the royal court in Copenhagen a few years later when he was appointed to county governor Amtmand of Triggevold. Otto Crab's widow, Birgit Skeel, kept Holmegaard and Broksø after her husband's death in 1719. Their 3 children had all died in an early age. Birgit Skeel bequeathed Holmegaard and Broksø to Otto Crab's niece, Birgit Restoff, who married Knud Trawl later that same year. Birgit Restoff, who outlived her husband by 30 years, kept the estates until her death in 1790. Moving forward, we'll be taking a closer look at the Post family. Having no children, Restoff bequeathed her estates to her niece, Margrethe Elizabeth Restoff, who was married to Peder Larsen von Post. In 1801, he sold Holmegaard and Broksø to Christian Conrad, Count of Daneskjold Sams. Peder Larsen von Post's third eldest son, Carl Ludvig Post, bought Broksø back from Daneskjold Sams. He was later succeeded first by his son and later by his grandson as owner of Broksø. His grandson's widow, Margrethe Post, constructed a new main building in 1914-16. Now, let's shift our attention to the Madelung and Riegels families. In 1925, Margrethe Post sold Broksø to Kelvin Ekström. The estate was the following year sold to Peter Madelung. Peter Madelung had previously owned Turnborg at Kaza and Holofgård at Odense. In 1931, Broksø was acquired by Hans Wilhelm Riegels. He had earlier in his life made a fortune in the timber industry working for the East Asiatic Company in the Far East. After his return to Denmark, he had most recently been the managing director of H.C. Christiansen as. In this section, we'll be shedding light on architecture and its impact on our understanding of the subject. The current main building from 1915-16 was designed by Gustav Bartholenhagen. The building consists of 2 stories under a tall hip roof clad in red tiles. The walls are whitewashed. The front of the building features a 3-story median risalit with a monumental staircase and 2 lower corner pavilions with hip roofs. The facade towards the gardens feature 2 projecting, octagonal corner towers with conical red tile roofs. Avosgården, a half-timbered complex of farm buildings, date from before 1850. In 1972, Riegels ceded Broks to his daughter Charlotte Riegels Jorf. Let's now turn our gaze towards today and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. The estate has a total area of approximately 1,000 hectares. In this section, we'll be deep diving into cultural references, unraveling its complexities and uncovering valuable insights. Broks is mentioned in poems by Christian Winther and Carl Bjerup. Broks has been used as a location in the feature films To Som Elsker Heinen in 1944, Slotted 1964 and Marco Effekten 2021. Let's zoom in on list of owners and understand its implications. -1,657 Franzlik 1657 1661 Kydek 1661 1670 The Crown 1670 1719 Otto Crab 1719 1737 Budget Scale Gift Crab 1737 Budget Restov Gift Trawl 1737 1760 Gnud Trawl 1760 1790 Budget Restov Gift Trawl 1790 1801 Pederlassen von Post 1801 1802 Christian Conrad Count of Daneskil Sams 1802-1845 Karl Ludwig Post 1845-1878 Peter Frederick Post 1878-1911 Frederick Wilhelm Post 1911-1925 Margrethe Hansen Gift Post 1925-1926 Kelvin Ekstrom 1926 Celsius Madelung 1926 H. Madelung 1926-1931 Peter Madelung 1931-1972 Hans Wilhelm Riegels 1972-2003 Charlotte Riegels Jorf 2003 Kaufrein Riegels Geburtsen. Have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future videos? Let me know in the comments.